What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. It is November 16th, 2021. We are here to make our predictions for WWE Survivor Series 2021. Who is making their predictions, you ask? Myself and Carisa Lopez. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Sean. How are you?
You're a crafty veteran of Fightful streams now. You've been on several now.
Actually, this is my second one.
Okay, so you've been on two. Still, you're a traveled vet. You're here. You're gonna make these predictions. We're so excited to have you, and we're so excited to have all of you. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, tap that bell for notifications. We had an interview with Lady Frost that just went up, and of course, we're gonna have great Survivor Series coverage, including a WWE interview that will drop later this week. You can also give us your thoughts, your predictions. You can donate a super chat in the comments, or you can go to humperchats.com and donate a humper chat, and we will read it on the air. So show us some love, you guys. But Chris, are you excited for this show? The build hasn't been quite what I had anticipated.
Honestly, for me, I did not like the build. I know that they announced everything on Twitter, and I was super upset because I think Survivor Series itself used to be one of those, big four pay-per-views for WWE, and now that they just didn't give any care for it. They just wanted to let's name them on Twitter. We don't care about this pay-per-view. Just go on. I didn't like it, honestly.
It says a lot that they announced the stadium shows for next year. Survivor Series isn't one of them because they can't sell out a stadium for this show. And then when you've got your big four, which now includes Money in the Bank, in my estimation, all those are between January and August. So September, October, November, December. You got this 4-month gap there. I think Survivor Series, if they tweak it a little bit, keep the 5-on-5, you don't have to do champion versus champion. Have something that matters. Have something that gives us a reason to care. Establish that this is going to be a show with stakes that matters, that people should care about, and then we probably will. We want to care about these things.
Exactly.
They seem to go out of their way to not make us care about it, which is a bummer.
Well, for me, the Survivor Series that stood out to me the most was 2019 because NXT was in it,
Yes.
and they had the big invasions, and I think that's the only Survivor Series that I remember that I loved watching and seeing the build up to it throughout the month. That's the only one I really cared for.
And there have been times in which Survivor Series has meant different things. Like one year they did the Elimination Chamber, and that sort of follows the formula. I think it doesn't necessarily have to be 5-on-5, but you've got a Survivor style match where there's eliminations happening. I like that, and you can kind of do that and switch it up. But as WWE often does, Elimination Chamber became so big that it became its own thing. Now it's kind of minimized as well. Like you don't have a bunch of people that go, damn, I can't wait for this year's Elimination Chamber. I wish they'd move that towards the fall instead of like February. That way you can have Survivor Series, Elimination Chamber, or do them together. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to make our predictions now. A match that I am very excited for. United States Champion versus Intercontinental Champion Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I personally think Damian Priest will win. I think he should win. He has been super protected. I don't think he's lost a singles match, a one-on-one match on the main roster, and that's how it should be. I think when he loses his U.S. title, he should probably lose in a 3-way, not get pinned, and should probably move on to the world title scene because I think he's got all the tools for the main roster. Nakamura has very clearly had all the tools, but this seems to be where they've slotted him. How do you think this one goes?
I'm gonna go with you on this one. Damian Priest. He's winning it, and I think this will be a great matchup for both of them. And I'm really intrigued to see how they perform, and basically what kind of move sets are they both gonna use, and who's gonna I don't know how to explain it. Like who's gonna kick out of one of them, versa, and I think it's just gonna be an absolute banger.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this match. Maybe as excited as any match, but there are some good matches on this show. It's just the builds haven't been that wonderful. I thought Becky Lynch did a really good job of building her match with Charlotte Flair. There's that element of how much of this is real, how much of this is a work. They do have history together as friends. There was an incident that now, because they're wrestling each other, a lot of people think, oh, well, it was a work all along. It wasn't a work all along, but it does accelerate the buzz for this match. I think Charlotte Flair's eating this pin right here, or a submission. I think she's got to swallow her pride and eat the L here.
Oh, I think I think Becky wins this match. Just the way that they have built this and knowing that they have like personal problems, backstage, in their personal life and stuff like that. I I really hope that Becky wins this. I feel like she needs this.
Yeah, I think that in the instance of which this match has occurred, I think that considering the nature of how things unfolded in that incident backstage last month, probably going to be Becky regardless. But Becky's their top female star in the company. Our friend Jay Shell says, hi, Fightful friends, supporting my girl Carissa as always. Can't wait for her to beat SRS. We tied in full gear. So if she wins, I win. How dare you? And then she says, I think Char and Becky was a shoot turned into a work. I do too. I think that sometimes friends argue, sometimes friends fight, and they're in one of those periods right now, and they're going to be professionals, and I think they'll work together fine on Sunday, but there will be some intrigue there because as we've seen in the past, Carissa, things can sometimes get a little real with Charlotte in the ring too, and Nia slaps her around with a three-piece combo. It can happen. It can happen. We also have RK Bro versus the Usos. I'm not as excited for this match, but I know it's going to be really good because all the ingredients are really good. It's just I look at this and I'm like, okay, Riddle ate the pin on Monday, so they're probably winning. But are they going to accelerate this possible split between Orton and Riddle? How do you see this one going?
I think I see the Usos beating RK Bro, and I think when the time is right, RK Bro will end up losing the Raw Tag Team titles to a team like the Street Profits or the Alpha Academy, and then from there after that they'll end up teasing that breakup, teasing who betrays who and how that feud will eventually begin.
I think, yeah, I'm torn here because I feel like the Usos, if they keep losing a bunch of matches, Roman's going to have to make them feel it. But it seems like as far as the story goes, that would make sense for them to win. We have the Women's Survivor Series match. Team Raw's Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina against Team SmackDown, which is Sasha, Shotzi, Natalya, Shayna Baszler, and a name TBD. So Sasha and Shotzi are going to implode. We know they're going to implode. Can't wait for that match. We look at Survivor Series, Rhea Ripley, Carmella, and Zelina probably going to implode. Liv Morgan and Bianca will do well. I think it comes down to Bianca Belair winning this match. I think she should. I think she needs to because they conditioned me to either believe that Bianca was not going to win or it would be a win by DQ or something funky. She needs good, solid wins. And I think her dominating in Survivor Series is a great way to do that. How do you see it rocking?
I'd honestly want to see Bianca being like the sole survivor of Team Raw, and I think she should pin Natalya.
Also, guys, sorry that I had the wrong microphone going. My apologies. Thank you to Joel Pearl for telling me that. I could also see a situation where Bianca runs the table, sort of, so to speak, because Shotzi costs Sasha her in on that match because Sasha's the big question mark. So, like, if she runs the table, getting past Sasha is a big question mark. But Shotzi could cause her that, and then Sasha causes Shotzi her spot. And who the hell knows who they'll throw in there for TBD after they removed Aaliyah. But To me, I would actually like it to be Bianca and Rhea, and then they're kind of looking at each other at the end. Oh man, give me more of that. Those two are a couple of the pillars. Well, on the men's side of things, it's Team Raw, Rollins, Owens, Balor, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley against Team SmackDown, Drew McIntyre, King Woods, TBA, Jeff Hardy, and Happy Corbin. Well, I tell you what, Happy Corbin and Austin Theory ain't winning this damn match. The Raw side of things is loaded up with 4 former world champions, which is weird because Adam Pearce said, all I want are world champions on my team. Then he removes Rey Mysterio and adds Austin Theory. What the hell is going on there? Who do you see taking this one home?
Ooh, I kind of want to see Team SmackDown win.
Okay.
I mean, Adam Pearce, he said, oh, I want all 5 men on the Raw side of Survivor Series to be former world champions. Ray is a former world champion. But you'll have him versus Bobby Lashley on Monday. And you have Austin Theory entering, and I'm like, I don't see them winning, although I know Bobby Lashley is a powerhouse, and who knows, but I want SmackDown to win this.
Yeah, I think SmackDown could I think Jeff Hardy could really use it. There's a lot of people that could use it. Owens is going to have his issues with Finn Balor in the match. Bobby Lashley's probably going to have his issues with everybody, but I could see Bobby Lashley standing tall. It's just when I look at things, it's like I don't know if Bobby Lashley or Kevin Owens are in a position to lose right now unless somebody else costs it. And Drew McIntyre, I definitely don't think is in a position to lose because they are clearly setting him up with wins to move on. However, in a situation where somebody has to win and has to lose, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with pinning like people with pushes or pinning a champion as long as like there's some element of protection. I'm okay with one good wrestler beating another good wrestler. It's just when they're like, hey, here comes a U.S. title contender who hasn't won in 3 months. That's weird to me. That's definitely weird to me. Big E versus Roman Reigns. This is one of those situations. I'm okay if somebody gets pinned clean as a sheet. I want to see a badass match. To me, this is a WrestleMania match. To me, this is like what I thought they were going to build Big E for his Money in the Bank. I fully believe Roman Reigns is going to win this, but I think there's a way for Big E to come out of this looking really, really good. Our mod, Cher Delaware, says big meaty men slapping meat. Hannah says, she says, I want everyone on SmackDown to lose except for Roman, and then him go full mob boss. Oh boy, that would be good if like he's the only winner on SmackDown and he just lets them have it. I think that's a real possibility. How do you see it?
Definitely Reigns is taking the win. I mean, I don't see E winning in this, but I do see him benefiting out of it. And I think, they're protecting both champions at this point. Roman's eventually going to lose the title. I hope WrestleMania next year. That's when he loses the title. And I hope he loses it to, who knows, what if Big E does win the Universal title? Like, somebody, takes away the world title from him, but then at the Royal Rumble, he wins, and then WrestleMania, he wins the Universal title.
Got Bezo Banks saying it really should come down to Sasha and Bianca to finish off their tied series. That Sasha Shotzi match this Friday will hump. Oh boy, I can't wait for that match. Shotzi in the ring. There's a whole lot of people that haven't really got to see her do her work in the ring on the main roster. And her and Sasha, man, that's like, it's like when AEW has been announcing these matches like 5-6 days out, and you're like, okay, you know who's probably going to win, but you just know it's going to be a good match and everybody's going to end up looking good. If they're left to their own devices, this is going to look really good. Yoko Littner says, I think an idea for adding stakes is survivors winning get last spots in the Royal Rumble, gives Angle coming out of pay-per-view, elimination match for last spots order if more than one survivor. Normally I'd agree, but I don't think the stakes I don't think the stakes for a match should be an opportunity for an opportunity at an opportunity. That's what this would be. It'd be, here's your opportunity at Survivor Series to get an opportunity at the Royal Rumble, to get your opportunity at WrestleMania. I don't think that's a good thing to do. It's like dangling a carrot in front of the face. And quite honestly, WWE can't be trusted to plan out 2 months ahead at this, 2.5 months ahead
No,
at
they
this
really
point.
can't. Like the booking, like for Raw or for any like pay-per-view, or certain pay-per-views, haven't been meeting expectations of what the fans wanted versus AEW. They know what the fans want. And look, when we saw Best Friends join Chaos, they got Ishii for Wednesday, which is something I am looking forward to. And who knows, later on, AEW can get Okada.
Yeah. Guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. Also, check out our magazine, FightfulMag.com. We've got shows all damn week long, from Grapsody to The Distraction. We will be here Sunday, Denise Salcedo and myself, reviewing WWE Survivor Series. I almost said AEW Full Gear. My God. But I'll have some exclusive news ahead of the show. Lately, we've been giving you all plans, rundowns, things like that for Raw and SmackDown over on Fightful Select. I'll have some AEW news over there today. That's the most direct way to support us. And remember, if you can't watch our shows live, but you want your question or statement read on air, you can head over to humperchats.com and leave us a humper chat. But you know what? There's also a lot of ways you can see Carisa. Why don't you tell them you're doing some good stuff over at Body Slam now?
Okay, so you guys can catch me on my Twitter at CarissaL517. I post, from like nostalgic stuff to wrestling to K-pop to all those things, and anime, of course. You guys can catch me on my Instagram at Carissa._. I am close to 1,800 followers, so if you can, get me to my goal. I am also on the bodyslam.net YouTube channel. You can catch me either doing post shows or any type of shows or interviews that I am looking forward to in the future. And if you guys are going to Urban Plaza this Saturday, don't forget to meet me over there. And if you want to take a picture, I'll gladly do it.
Also, I look forward to you and Jay Shell taking over Body Slam when Cassidy inevitably dies at a wrestling event from partying too hard. That will happen one day. He's tested fate too many times. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you all are in his will by now already, just after a few weeks. But lots of love to Cassidy. Joel Pearl says, check out our Survivor Series watch along on Twitch too. That is twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. And how about this? I announced it last night. Next week, we are debuting a new show. It will usually be on Fightful Select. It's once a month. It's the Fightful Wrestling Roundtable, but we're giving you the first show for free next Tuesday. It's hosted by Shaquille Majuri. The first 3 panelists will be myself, Chris Van Vliet, Denise Salcedo. You guys are really going to love it. We're going to kind of look at some current events and some of the wrestling stories over the month. And then after that, after you get a taste of it, we're putting it behind that paywall because we need that money. We need that money. Also, as Jay Shell says, Fantasy Booking Friday.
Yeah, that's one of our newest shows that we're going to start next Friday. Because we were initially going to start this Friday, but then I had plans to do some things. But we said we plan on next Friday. We do have some awesome guests joining. So
check it out, guys. They're doing some really, really great stuff. I've seen you guys in our chats, on our Twitters for a very long time, so I couldn't have been happier to see you guys making those leaps, especially with Cassidy, who I think a lot of at Body Slam. Guys, support these girls. Support Carissa. Support Jay Shell, who we will have on the air sometime very soon. Until next time, guys, we're out.